South Korea has made a bold declaration. By 2030, it aims to become the fourth largest military power in the world. Not just in Asia, not just in technology, but in full-scale global capability, rivaling Russia, China, and even the United States in specific domains. Behind the polished speeches and numbers lies a deeper strategy, one that could shift the balance of power across the Indo-Pacific and perhaps across the globe. Let's break this down. In recent years, South Korea has already proven it can build, export, and deploy advanced weapon systems faster than almost any Western ally. The K-2 Black Panther tank, the KF-1 Borami fighter jet, and the K-9 Thunder howitzer have become icons of the country's military-industrial rise. But now, President Lee's statement marks a turning point. Seoul is no longer content with being a regional middle power. It wants to lead. 1. The numbers behind the ambition. The new defense blueprint calls for a massive 8% annual budget increase over the next 5 years, pushing defense spending to over 70 trillion won, approximately equals $52 billion. By 2030, that would make South Korea's military budget one of the largest in the world, surpassing Japan and Germany. More importantly, the plan isn't about sheer size. It's about modernization, automation, and global reach. 2. The core of the transformation. AI and autonomy. South Korea's vision focuses on integrating AI-driven systems into every level of defense, from early warning radars to autonomous drones and combat vehicles. The Defense Ministry is investing heavily in the so-called K-Defense AI strategy, aiming to create a networked battlefield where humans and machines act as one. Hanwha Aerospace is already developing drone swarms capable of independent decision-making, while Lignex One works on AI-guided interceptors that can respond to hypersonic threats in real time. If this sounds futuristic, it's already happening. 3. Global arms exports. The new arsenal of influence, but the real weapon of South Korea isn't just its military, it's its arms export machine. In just the last 3 years, Seoul's defense exports skyrocketed from $7 billion to over $22 billion. Poland signed a record $15 billion deal for K-2 tanks, K-9 howitzers, and Fa-50 fighters. Indonesia, Egypt, and even European nations are now relying on Korean-made systems. This isn't just trade, it's strategic leverage. Every exported tank and jet links another country to South Korea's defense industry and doctrine. By 2030, South Korea doesn't just want to be strong, it wants to be indispensable. 4. Geopolitical chess. Between Washington, Beijing, and Pyongyang, this rise comes at a delicate moment. Tensions with North Korea remain high, with Pyongyang testing new solid-fuel missiles almost monthly. At the same time, Seoul finds itself navigating between U.S. military dependence and China's regional assertiveness. By boosting its own capabilities, South Korea is signaling a new era of strategic autonomy, one where it can defend itself and project power independently. Sources in the South Korean Defense Council, cited by major outlets like Reuters and Yonhap News, describe this as a transition from alliance reliance to alliance leadership. That's diplomatic language for, we no longer follow, we lead. 5. The economic factor. The defense industrial revolution. Defense spending has become one of South Korea's main economic engines. The country now ranks among the top 10 arms exporters worldwide, and its goal is to reach top 5 by 2030, with AI and robotics at the core. Military production has spilled into civilian innovation. Self-driving logistics systems, energy-efficient power units, and satellite navigation technologies all stem from defense research. This dual-use development could make Korea the Silicon Valley of defense technology. 6. The strategic message. Every announcement like this carries a message, not just to citizens, but to rivals. When President Lee declared the 2030 goal, he wasn't simply talking to Koreans. He was talking to Beijing, Pyongyang, and Washington. To China, the message is, we're no longer on the periphery of your sphere. To North Korea, your provocations no longer intimidate us. And to Washington, we can stand beside you, not behind you. 7. The risks ahead. But this ambition comes with risk. Becoming a top for military power invites new threats, cyber attacks, espionage, and political pressure from both allies and adversaries. It also raises questions. Will South Korea's arms race trigger a new Northeast Asian Cold War? Some analysts warn that an overemphasis on military expansion could make Seoul a target in a regional standoff. Yet others argue this transformation is inevitable, a logical response to a dangerous neighborhood. 8. The future. If Seoul succeeds, it will stand shoulder to shoulder with the US, China, and Russia as a military superpower, the first medium-sized nation to achieve such a status in the modern era. Its blend of AI, industrial power, and export strategy could redefine how smaller nations achieve global influence. And maybe, in the end, this is what 21st century power really looks like, not massive empires, but smart, connected, technologically dominant states. South Korea's rise isn't about war, it's about control of technology, alliances, and the narrative of power itself. By 2030, the world may not just be watching Seoul, it might be following its lead.